You ever do this? You pour your heart and soul into a video, you edit it for hours, you upload it, and then crickets. Barely any views. It's so frustrating, right? Well, it almost always comes down to this one tiny thing that most creators totally overlook. So let's get into it.
Seriously, it's the question that keeps every creator up at night. You do all the work, the research, the shooting, the editing, and you think, this is it, this is the one. But nobody watches, so what gives? Here's the hard truth. Your video could be a masterpiece, but it doesn't matter one bit if no one actually clicks play. And the thing that gets that click? Yep, it's all about the thumbnail.
I love this quote because it just hits the nail on the head. Think about that for a second. A thumbnail isn't just some pretty picture you slap on at the end. It is the gatekeeper. It's the bouncer at the club deciding who gets to see your video and who just keeps on scrolling. It is, literally, the thing that makes the decision for the viewer. Okay, so let's get super clear about this. A thumbnail has one job, just one, and that is to make someone mindlessly scrolling through their feed stop their thumb dead in its tracks and click. That's it. If it doesn't do that, then all that hard work you put into the video, kind of for nothing.
So yeah, here's the textbook definition. But let's forget the jargon for a sec. The key part here is custom visual preview. This is your one shot, your tiny little billboard to scream, hey, this video is for you. You have to communicate value, spark some curiosity, and earn that click, all in a fraction of a second.
And look, this is way bigger than just getting one person to watch your video. Your thumbnails, they are how you talk to the most powerful force on all of YouTube. We're talking about the algorithm. See, the algorithm is basically a giant, relentless testing machine. It takes your video, shows it to a small group of people, and it watches them like a hawk. It really only cares about one thing: what percentage of them actually click. We call that the click-through rate, or CTR. And that number, that's the jet fuel for your channel's growth. The higher it is, the more the algorithm loves you. And what's the one thing that controls that number? You guessed it, the thumbnail.
Okay, now this is where things get really exciting. When you get this right, it kicks off this amazing reward cycle. A great thumbnail gets you a high CTR. The algorithm sees that and basically thinks, whoa, people really like this. So what does it do? It pushes your video out to way more people. That gets you more impressions, which leads to more views, which makes your CTR look even better. And the cycle just keeps going, getting bigger and bigger. This is how videos go viral.
And the difference between a good thumbnail and a bad one isn't small. It's everything. A strong thumbnail makes the algorithm your best friend. It just multiplies your success. But a weak one? Oof, it's a channel killer. It tells the algorithm, nope, nothing to see here, and your reach just dies on the vine. It literally stops your growth cold.
All right, so how do we actually make these amazing high-converting thumbnails? Well, the good news is it's not some kind of black magic or dumb luck. There's a real science to it, and it all boils down to 5 key ingredients.
First up, and this is non-negotiable, clear visual focus. You have to remember, people are seeing this on a tiny phone screen while scrolling fast. They need to get it in less than a second. That means one main subject, no clutter. If someone has to squint and wonder, wait, what am I even looking at? You've lost. Game over.
Number 2, you gotta have an emotional trigger. As humans, we are just hardwired to connect with other human faces. It's biology. And when that face shows a strong, clear emotion, like shock or curiosity or excitement, it's like a magnet for our eyes. It makes us feel something, and that feeling makes us want to click. Okay, element number 3 is all about the text, and the rule is simple. Less is always more. Your thumbnail is not a book report. It's a billboard on the side of a highway. You get maybe 2 to 4 words max, and they have to be huge, bold, and super easy to read. Their job is to add intrigue, not to explain the whole video.
Number 4, high contrast colors. Your thumbnail is competing in a massive, noisy feed. It's a sea of other images. How do you stand out? You use color like a weapon. Bright colors against dark backgrounds, or the other way around. You want your subject to just pop off the screen. That contrast is what physically stops the scroll.
And last but not least, my personal favorite, number 5, the story gap. This is the secret sauce. A great thumbnail never tells you the whole story. Instead, it opens a loop in your brain. It makes you ask a question. Wait, what happened there? Or how did they do that? Our brains hate open loops. We are psychologically driven to find the answer. And the only way to get it is to click. So, okay, we've got the 5 core elements. That's the anatomy of a single great thumbnail. But to really level up, you need to think bigger. We need to go from design to strategy. It's about making all your thumbnails work together to build a brand.
And of course, that strategy is going to look different for everyone, right? If you have an educational channel, you're probably going for clean, trustworthy designs. But if you're a gamer, it's all about high energy, drama, big expressions. The point is, you have to know your audience and adapt these core ideas to what they expect to see.
This next part is absolutely critical. Your thumbnail and your title are not two separate things. Think of them like a 1-2 punch. They're two halves of the same message. They have to work together. And please do not just repeat the same words in both places. That's a total waste of space.
Let me show you what I mean. Imagine the title of your video is "This Strategy Changed Everything." Okay, that's pretty good. It makes a promise.
But now you pair it with this thumbnail that just says, "Don't do this," with a big red X. See how that works? The title promises a positive outcome, but the thumbnail warns you about a negative one. That combination creates a massive curiosity gap. Now you just have to know what this is that you're not supposed to do.
And as you do this over and over, you start to build your brand through consistency. Using the same fonts, the same color palette, a similar layout. What happens is your subscribers start to recognize your videos in their feed instantly. They don't even have to read the channel name. They see the style and they know, oh, that's one of their videos. That builds incredible trust and makes them way more likely to click every time.
Okay, let's bring this all together. Why does this matter so much? Because we're not just chasing views for the sake of vanity metrics. Having a real, professional strategy for your thumbnails has a direct impact on your bottom line, on your actual goals.
I mean, the payoff here is just huge. It's a domino effect. Better thumbnails mean more clicks. More clicks mean more views and subscribers. That leads to better monetization, bigger brand deals. If you're a business, it means more authority, more leads. Seriously, mastering this one skill is probably the fastest way to grow your channel. Look, if you forget everything else from this explainer, please remember this one thing. People don't click videos, they click thumbnails. They're not judging your incredible editing or your brilliant script in that moment. They're making a gut decision in half a second based on that little rectangle. That's the game.
And that's why we have to totally change how we think about this. Making a thumbnail isn't just some design task you rush through at the very end. No, it is a core, fundamental piece of your growth strategy. It's the science behind that very first click. And once you master it, well, it changes absolutely everything.